Welcome to The Explainer. You know, when it comes to health and wellness, it feels like we're just buried in noise, right? So today, we're going to cut through all of that and get back to what really matters. We're looking at some simple, timeless wisdom that can help you build a genuinely healthy life. No fads, just stuff that actually works.
I mean, does this feel familiar? One minute everyone's telling you to go keto, the next it's all about intermittent fasting, and oh, by the way, here are 5 new supplements you absolutely have to have. It's confusing, it can be really exhausting, and honestly, it's just a lot. Well, what if the real answer wasn't some flashy new trend, but wisdom that's been around for ages? That's exactly why we're digging into this set of 10 foundational health tips from Maharashtra, India. Think of it as a simple, powerful framework, the perfect antidote to all our modern-day complexity. So this whole framework is really built on 3 core pillars, and we're going to start with the most fundamental one: fueling your body. This is all about what we put into our bodies to give them the energy they need, not just to get by, but to really, truly thrive. And you know, when you strip everything else away, physical health really just comes down to these 3 simple things: what you eat, what you drink, and how you move. It sounds almost too simple, but that's the whole point. Let's break each one down real quick. What I love about this approach to diet is how refreshingly straightforward it is. It's not about complex rules or all the things you have to cut out. Nope. The focus here is all about inclusion. The main question is just, are you getting a good mix of fruits, vegetables, grains, and dairy? That's your foundation right there. And for movement, here's the magic number: 30. That's it. The recommendation is just 30 minutes of walking or some other activity every day. Now notice, nobody's saying you have to go run a marathon or spend 2 hours at the gym. It's all about building a consistent, sustainable habit that pretty much anyone can fit into their day. Okay, so let's move on to our next pillar, because we all know that physical health is really only half the battle, isn't it? I mean, you can have the most perfect diet and exercise plan in the world, but if your mind is just a chaotic mess, you're not actually healthy. So you've got to think about this as a fundamental balance. On one side, you have stress, and when that's unmanaged, it doesn't just feel bad, it actively hurts your mental and physical health. But on the other side, you have rest, which is what recharges both your mind and body. The goal isn't to get rid of stress. That's just impossible. It's to intentionally counterbalance it with good quality rest. So how do we actually do that? Well, the framework gives us a whole toolkit of practices. You've got things like yoga and meditation, which are not just about exercise, they're incredible ways to calm your entire nervous system. And you pair that with simple relaxation techniques. And this is a big one: consciously choosing to cultivate a positive mindset. And maybe the most important tool for rest comes down to these 2 little numbers: 7 to 8. That's the sweet spot for hours of sleep each night. This is basically framed as non-negotiable. It's absolutely essential for your mental recovery, for locking in memories, and for keeping your mood on an even keel. And that brings us to a really crucial point. Short-term fixes, they just don't work. Real health, the kind that lasts, is built on consistency. And that leads us right into our third and final pillar: building sustainable habits. Building these habits is kind of like a 2-sided coin. On one side, you've got the proactive choices, the good stuff you add in. Things like getting regular health checkups to stay ahead of any issues, and, like we just talked about, making sure you get enough rest. Then, on the other side of the coin, it's about actively avoiding the things that undermine all that good work, specifically smoking and drinking too much alcohol. This is the pillar that makes the other 2 actually stick around for good. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground. We've talked about fueling your body, calming your mind, and building habits that last. Now, let's put it all together and see how these pieces fit, how they support each other to create a life that isn't just healthy, but really and truly fulfilling. So here it is, the whole framework in one shot. And you can really see how all 3 parts connect, right? It's really hard to calm your mind if you're not fueling your body with the right stuff. And it's basically impossible to build sustainable habits if you're stressed out and exhausted all the time. Health isn't just one of these things. It's the beautiful, reinforcing balance of all 3 working together. So, here's the final thought. None of this is some flashy new trend that's going to be gone by next year. This is foundational wisdom. It's simple, it's effective, and it's something anyone can start doing. So the only real question left is, looking at this framework, which one of these simple, powerful foundation stones are you going to lay for your own health today?